In today's video, let's explore the story of one of the most tragic figures in the Bible, Rachel. Known for her beauty and great love for Jacob, Rachel is a central character in the Old Testament. Her life is marked by an intense rivalry with her sister Leah, infertility challenges, and ultimately a tragic death in giving birth to her second child. Join us as we dive into the details of this exciting story and reflect on its impact and legacy. Rachel is more than just a biblical character. She represents the struggle, pain, and hope of many women throughout the ages. On this journey, we will see how his love for Jacob, his devotion, and his tragic death profoundly influenced the history of the people of Israel. To understand the tragedy of Rachel, it is crucial to situate it in the historical and family context. Jacob, her husband, is the grandson of the patriarch Abraham and the son of Isaac. After fleeing the wrath of his brother Esau, Jacob finds refuge in the house of his uncle Laban, where he falls madly in love with Rachel. He works 7 years to marry her, but is tricked by Laban, who gives him Leah, Rachel's older sister, in marriage. Determined, Jacob works another 7 years and finally marries Rachel, demonstrating a deep love and devotion. Jacob's family dynamic is complex. He has children with Leah and her handmaidens, but Rachel, his beloved, faces difficulties conceiving. This rivalry between the sisters and Rachel's struggle for motherhood add layers of tension and emotion to the narrative. When God finally blesses Rachel with Joseph, there is a brief joy. However, the tragedy approaches when, during the difficult journey back to the Promised Land, Rachel dies giving birth to her second son, Benjamin. This loss not only shakes Jacob deeply, but also marks a painful moment in Israel's history. Rachel, the woman Jacob loved so much, is presented in the Bible as a figure of beauty and grace. From the first meeting, Jacob fell in love with her and, in a gesture of deep love and commitment, worked 7 years to be able to marry Rachel. Rachel faced significant challenges, especially her early infertility, which was a source of great suffering and frustration for her. In the biblical context, having children was extremely important, and the inability to conceive weighed heavily on Rachel. After years of waiting and prayer, she was blessed with the birth of Joseph, who would later become a central figure in Israel's history. Joseph's birth brought joy and hope, but Rachel's life was marked by a mixture of love, rivalry with her sister Leah, and a deep desire for motherhood. Jacob and his family's journey from Padan to Canaan was fraught with profound challenges and meanings. After years of service to his uncle Laban, Jacob decided to return to the land of his ancestors, taking with him his wives, children, and all his possessions. During this trip, Rachel was pregnant with her second child, which added an extra layer of worry and difficulty. The journey was long and arduous, requiring strength and endurance from all family members. It was on this difficult journey that Rachel began to feel the pains of childbirth. The caravan stopped near Ephrata, now Bethlehem, so that Rachel could give birth. Unfortunately, the birth was complicated, and despite the efforts of the midwife and the support of the family, Rachel did not survive. She gave birth to a boy, whom, in his last breath, he called Benoni, which means, son of my sorrow. Rachel's death left a deep mark on Jacob and the whole family, turning a return journey into an event of deep sorrow and loss. Rachel's death is one of the most tragic and emotional moments in the Bible. During the difficult journey back to the land of Canaan, Rachel went into labor near Ephrata. Childbirth was extremely difficult and, despite the efforts of the midwife and the support of the family, Rachel did not resist. In her last moments, she named her son Benoni, which means, son of my sorrow, reflecting the pain and suffering she felt as she brought her second child into the world. Jacob, deeply shaken by the loss of his beloved wife, decided to rename the boy Benjamin, which means, son of my right hand, or son of happiness. This act was an attempt to bring a sense of hope and continuity, even in the midst of pain. Rachel was buried on the way to Ephrathah, and Jacob erected a pillar over her grave, a memorial that marked not only the place of her grave, but also the deep sorrow and lasting memory of Rachel in her life. Rachel's death left an indelible mark on the history of Jacob and the people of Israel, symbolizing both suffering and resistance to adversity. The story of Rachel, marked by love, sacrifice, and tragedy, is one of the most touching in the Bible. His life and death remind us of the complexities of human relationships and the depth of love and devotion. Rachel faced immense challenges, from her rivalry with Leah to her difficulties in conceiving, but remained a figure of hope and resilience. His death in giving birth to Benjamin is a time of deep sorrow, but also of transformation, where Jacob found a way to honor his memory and move on. Reflecting on Rachel's life offers us a deeper understanding of humanity present in Bible stories. Through her struggles and triumphs, Raquel teaches us about the strength of love and the importance of the family legacy. His story continues to resonate, not only as an account of pain and loss, but as a testimony of perseverance and faith. By remembering Rachel, we are inspired to value our own journeys and to find meaning even in the most difficult moments.